Here's our daughter, Hulalei Kalanimai. She entered the competition in the solo category, and she did very well. We're very proud of her. This chant, I'd like to ask Kumu to explain to her, to explain to all of you what this chant is about.
She starts off with an oli, which talks about the lineage or the genealogy of King Kamehameha the Great, and it talks about Avini, which is a very, very steep cliff. And Kamehameha, Meha means lonely. So because he was set apart so high above the other high chiefs, that he was, of course, lonely. And not only he was so tall in stature, and he was so strong, and he was learned in the lua, which is the Hawaiian martial art form. So he was very, very clever, and not only very clever and
he was
athletic.
A warrior.
He was a warrior. Thank you, mahalo. And also very diplomatic and sensitive.
Very smart too.
You know, had a lot of aloha for his people. So she starts up with an oli, talks about his genealogy, and that is very important to the Hawaiian people, because in the days of old or kahiko, the way you pass down your knowledge or what you have about your life is through chanting. There was no written word until now. Those of us who have to go to school to learn the language, they put the kahako and the okina, which is makes it the word short or makes the word long, so we know how to pronounce the word. But in the old days, there's no such thing, so it wasn't even added to the alphabet. So the old Hawaiians, what is that? We don't understand that. We don't go by that, because you know the language. If you know the language, you don't, and how the placement of the word is, you don't need that kahako or okina. It's you know, they correctly use the language. Then she does Hana Waimea, and Hana Waimea is the battle of Boku Ohai, where King Kamehameha the Great was 17 years old, and he had his warriors. They slew over 4,000 Hawaiian men that were in opposition to them. So he ended up ruling a big portion of the Big Island at that time. That's when he started, and that started him into his greatness, and he kept going up and up. And she does this, the Hana Waimea, it talks about them leaving the battle and on their journey home, and they're so exhausted and tired. But in their journey, they go through the lush foliage and the vegetation of the Waimea area, Kohala district of the Big Island. And here they hear the birds chirping and the rippling waterfalls, and just the scent of the fresh, crisp, you know, when it's sanoi, that mist that comes in and it touches your skin, and it's anu, it's cold, it's nippy, you know, the air is kind of biting, so they hover, they make a fire for themselves, and they hover around this fire to keep themselves warm, and then they get up again, they get enough energy, and they go on their journey, and then they come to a place where they can see in the near distance, oh, it's Moku Ohai, it's their home. It's, wow, they shout, they can't believe they're on their way home, and you know, soon they'll be resting in their own bed, and you know.
The birds sap, what do you call, sucking the sap from the flowers?
Of the lehua flower, the birds just, you know.
All of that chant.
And the rainbows, the beautiful rainbows that I'm sure all of you have been able to behold, because we have them quite frequently here. So,
Makakau.
Ayo o vini palili ikula ana e no hona ka haukulani. Hana ia pai e heali I kuhia mai lohu I kuia kuiwa. Ino ho ia malo kuaina tia. Kaina ina li I hako himalohu. I laila o he ni o kiuna ina tia. Kukua la lapa. Wa amalo ku mai o laila hepela no e. Aya pai e ali I ukua. Kapali hula ana no ko e. Palili ina na kolo kolo. Te ko kini ali ina hi kui ki kualono. Kua o lalo kanali ua na kolo kahua. Kiahi o lani ali ima amini e kuhe ana no ya kiahi alaka. I laila umi hula mako o kanani e ana no ana no ya maali. E nai ali a pai e ali ina na kolo kalani. Ia wina kaleo I kuwa o koha a kualele. No ina kia kewi kohi ai no amini ka I kumoku ai. No kiahi alaka kai ai no ka hau kalani ka umauma. Ki kui ala lapa e ngala e he ngala no e.
E ala e ya, e ala e ya, aye. Hana Waimea I ka upena a ka makani, ka Kapui kana hele o maluleia ia na ia e kapaliloa kaua malana lele ko auli e waloha ia no kulala kupa iwale ai ka haupu kaya ulula hae ala ia ai Hana Waimea ka upena ka makani Kali hiti I koe ke ki hubu Kaua lei koko ulai ka pili Mehe a haula ilu no ka lau Ka hui kana hele o maluleia Ia na ia e ka paliloa Kaua malana lele ko auli E waloha ia no kulala kupa Iwale ai ka hapu kaya ulula hae ala ea Ai O uhoa ike anu o kawaya hulu E lala ike ahi ka boya kini Ke kini he epo e vaya ulu o malama Ke kaha aha ela ilani ma'o Pakai ino ale vai mahiki Waka bihe I pu'umo e ava Kai kena la e a poli a kamanu Manu ai kepa Kapua ole hua e ala e a Vaya hulu, e lala ike ahi ka boya kini Ke kini he epo e vaya ulu o malama Ke kaha aha ela ilani ma'o Pakai inu wale vai mahiki Waka bihe I pu'umo e ava Kai kena la e a poli a kamanu Manu wai kepa Kapua ole hua e ala e a Ho'i kalani ho'i ka halau e mahai ho'i kalani ho'i ka halau e mahai ala ea
E oni wale no o ko I ku upara ore e po
That in the chant that you just saw, there is a beginning and an end. In the protocol in presenting an oli a chant, there's a beginning, then there's the actual chant and an ending. This gives it bookends the presentation of this particular chant. Also at the end, explain what that last
The last phrase that my daughter iterated was King Kamehameha's dying words. He said to please continue on with the vision that he didn't get a chance to finish.